Guessing as well, we're jumping right into the game here to find out who will win this series between APBren and RSG Philippines in this game number 3. A lot of poking here already towards Light.
Yeah, 47 seconds in. And how does this work with a Fanny versus a Joy? Okay, stolen by Irad. Lethal Wonder. Mana Regen is on with RSG in the first few seconds. How is this matchup going to go, Midnight? How is the damage with the Fanny and the Joy right now?
Again, it's not like a big problem for any side. It's just that Kyle TZ will have more mobility, he will have more burst damage, but Irad's job in this game is to just maneuver around the fight and try to get some pickups on the either Brody or Parser.
Oh, look at the burst. Wow, he flickered. Good hold by Ogwin.
Aqua wanted that.
Ooh, he's thirsty.
He's like, I'm not letting this happen again here. So, hey, that was a good attempt.
Yeah, clean. Okay, with the follow-up, that is the onward. That is the knockup.
Wow.
Look at the burst. First blood onto APBren. Kyle TZ secures that one, and Few as well. That's 2.
Okay. Now APBren was like, hey, we're not letting that happen again. They go and convert it into 2 kills. One going to the hands of Kyle TZ.
Again, this was what I was mentioning earlier. Again, the damage output is there, and the mobility is there. For APBren, surprised RSG. They were not expecting that at all. Like, prior to the turtle spawning, getting 2 kills immediately for their side.
2 kills. 2 minutes in. Nobody's taken the objective just yet. Good vision check also by Flap TZ. Light the Nats as well. So no contest. Okay. We're on level 5 on Kyle TZ and Irad though.
Yeah, they're where they need to be, right? Light doesn't have the level 4 just yet, but still I think they're just going to go ahead and set up. If they want to secure themselves this turtle, they will. But Irad now getting in position, doesn't want to go ahead and get the orange buff first, unless they're just patiently waiting, right? Still, information, look how much focus on the bottom.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, Gold lane in trouble. Emma
One
use the flicker. Phew! There you go. You go.
That's a tough spot to be in, right? I mean, not too much you can do there. Hopefully they can convert, though, and hopefully get an objective for that. Because when your gold laner goes down, it's tough to deal with and work back from.
Speaking of working back, Irad manages to secure the first objective in 3 minutes.
Yeah. Both sides didn't want to start turtle because both of them are rocking assassins. And APBren, what they wanted was to actually pressure the gold lane instead of forcing the turtle contention from RSG, which in my perspective, is a better choice. Because even though they lost turtle, gold lane is now favorable for Super Marco, and Kyle TZ was able to get a lot of jungle farm during the time when RSG was taking their time in taking down the turtle. So it's kind of an even trade in terms of macro-wise, but APBren has the advantage of being able to kill the Beatrix.
Yeah, they had a good jump start right now. And Super Marco is just eyeing him, getting him for the push. 4 minutes of the game. Camera on TXP laners here. Flap TZ and NASA just exchanging some spams. But also here, I love the focus onto the mid lane. It's always about the slow down rotation that APBren is doing from RSG.
The thing that scares me about APBren right now is also just the scaling for Few, right? Already picking up the Clock of Destiny here. Okay, putting pressure. They get the ultimate out. That's what they were after.
Wait, the orange was stolen while Kyle TZ didn't even commit a retreat.
That's just...
It's just a player.
Damage precision, Midnight.
That's what you do, you know? And I think, again, one of the downsides of a Joy in the jungle is sometimes you have to... Oh, hold on.
Okay, Ogwin with the onward now. That's a flicker out.
He missed the timing. He missed the timing.
Okay, that's a peel down bottom. Kyle TZ versus Eman. Forced out an ultimate, but yeah, he was forced now to go back to the base. And it just clearly, APBren is still on the lead. And just by building up all the objectives that you mentioned, that was stolen, Flap TZ on the mission now, being bursted down with the ultimate, but he's still sustaining though. That's Uranus. That's Uranus.
That's what he does best right there.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Just stays alive in those situations.
Situations like this. Aqua being bursted down. APBren now forced to back away. And RSG still holding this bottom lane turn. Look at that damage.
Wait, what was that retro timing? Irad.
Wow.
He took it. That is tough, man.
So that was like
That was way too
early. Yeah.
way too early.
The HP was like 2 times the rest of the damage that he dealt.
Miscalculation.
I don't know if he's, you know, I feel like Irad, the way he's playing this Joy right now in the jungle, he's a little rattled, you know, and especially with the fact that you have this advantage now building up. It wasn't anything crazy a little bit. Oh, man,
there you go.
Okay, well, now it just got there at that point as I was going into it. Torn apart memory with Fashion.
That's 2 deaths. On to Amon, onto the Beatrix.
That was an ultra fast takedown
That was
on the
finesse.
gold lane. And that was allowed because of the fact that instead of going for the turtle, Kyle TZ went on the gold lane for the first turtle of the game. And that allowed Super Michael to have a fantastic time in the gold lane.
They spotted Aqua. Now there's a follow-up from Ogwin. RSG would not want to respond. AP Bren is just all over the place. Slowly but surely, but the lead is going with them. By the wave and by the push.
There's a thing we like to call this the snowball effect.
Yep.
And it's in full force right now. Like, we're halfway down the hill, and it's getting larger and larger. Because the kills are 5, right? 4 AP Bren, and they're evenly distributed against very important roles, right? You have 2 on few. Super Marco had one with that torn apart memory just a little bit ago. Kyle TZ is at a point, too, where in the Fanny, he's so confident, man. He's just planning himself in the jungle of Irad, making it that much more difficult to get his resources that he needs.
Yeah.
That's why it works out so well, right? I mean, that is the effect of having a Fanny. Kyle TZ necessarily didn't have this previous game. He's having a way better game on this Fanny this time.
Yeah, he just got his orange, and Irad now is looking for ways to secure more of the objectives. What is left here is probably crumbs that he can actually use against AP Bren. Now eyes on the top lane. 3-man rotation.
I think he just took the purple.
Yep.
Oh, off-cam kill.
Well, not just a purple. Took the joy. Took the joy out of RSG.
Oh,
They're not
no.
smiling now.
Oh no, this is not looking good.
And that's the thing I was saying. Like, Irad, he might not have died, you know, multiple times, but just this type of jungle experience is not fun to deal with. Like, you are behind, and you can even see it in the levels alone, right? Levels alone-wise, and just the fact that he's not getting any resources makes it very difficult. So now you're at a point where if you're Irad and you need to count on your team to help pick you up through this situation, because Kyle TZ at this stage will just style all over you, right? You really need to be able to count on the team to get to where they need to be. Emon has been having a rough time too, though. That's tough.
Here's the thing, all right? They actively picked the joy into a Fanny. Again, it's not a bad matchup per se, but with the first rotation that Kyle TZ did is what made this game good for Kyle TZ, because now RSG needs to protect Emon, they need to protect Beatrix, and that leaves the joy open to the freestyle movements of the Fanny. Because what is he going to do? Dance with the cables?
Yeah, that's just a big of a problem for RSG. That is a conceal committed by RSG Philippines. Now on to the Lord. First objective, that's the initiation from Light. Amon responds with the ultimate, but Ogun backs out for safety. Flap TZ as well, zoning out Nats, Light, and Aqua. Being forced, they forced to help Irad to take this orange, and Flap TZ is just there. Getting vision for AP Bren. I'm just here, boys. Go ahead, Kyle TZ. Secured the objective.
He's literally just there.
Yeah, he's literally just watching what RSG is doing at their boot camp.
Menacingly.
Yeah.
Just, you know?
Like, there's no other way to put it. Like, Flap TZ is just seeing RSG, like, play whatever game they're playing at their boot camp.
Yeah.
Their scrims, I don't know, maybe seeing them as well.
This looks familiar from earlier this week, but just in a different situation, right? This time, Flap TZ obviously having a great game. He might not have any kills, deaths, or anything else, but I'll tell you what, he can stand and look people down 1 versus 5 if he wants to at this point.
Wow, they're just completely closing the borderline here for RSG Philippines. Look at that, onward from Ogwin, eyeing on to the second-tier turret on mid.
Look at this
Still,
bait.
yeah, look at that.
Oh!
Oh my goodness! Off-cam kill up top.
That was a double bait into the actual kill.
Oh.
And Irad was like, bruh, tell me what you want to do. I was like, baited twice. I firmly believe that you're not going to kill me, but you did.
Oh my gosh, the damage, the threat, and from AP Bren overall, damage, defense, you name it, they have it. How is RSG going to defend this? No kill point. 7-0, 10 minutes.
I feel like I blinked and then it just ballooned to 10,000, nearly a 10,000 gold difference. Like, What? I was talking about halfway down the hill. We're down the hill, and this thing is a massive snowball now, right? And so now if you're RSG Philippines, you got to say, what do we do? How do we hold on here? It's 11 minutes in the game. We're not going to have any space to work with. What do we do, Midnight?
Honestly, try to look for errors. Because at this point, literally 3 heroes on the side of APBren are unkillable. Number 1 is Baptiste. This Uranus standing in the front line. Unkillable. Number 2, Few. No catch. I mean, you have Irad, but it's just gonna be get killed by the Fanny. And number 3, Ogwin. So these 3 heroes are literally impossible to take down for RSG. And for you to be able to, go to the Brody, you need to bypass at least 2 on the other side of APBren. So again, you're at the mercy of APBren at the moment. You need to look for mistakes or maybe force APBren to make their own. But as it stands right now, APBren, they're playing to the methodical approach.
Still, and they're not really trying. APBren, look at that. Showdown of recalls onto the XP lane.
Menacingly.
And Nats, look at that.
Menacingly.
I love the view right now. This is just normal for the Philippines, by the way. Yeah, it just recalls all over Flaptees.
Somebody count his recalls, by the way.
Yeah, somebody make a stats out of this.
Yeah.
I don't know why when I see this, though, like, my finger naturally moves too. I don't know about you guys.
The tap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get you.
You know, you're such at a competitive nature mindset that you can't help but do it. And now at this point, I think this is just another Lord in the hands of APBren as it is. And RSG Philippines is going to have to defend some way, somehow against this massive lead. That's going to be a miss on the I'm offended.
Oh
in
my
Irad.
goodness, another one.
Fashion.
Oh
I said it earlier. I'll say it again. Fashion.
That was an ultra fast takedown.
Kyle TZ. And just by him alone, having this lethal ignition up against Irad is just devastating to see. Off-cam kill.
There's
One after the other, Midnight.
There's no game for RSG to play with this kind of lead coming out from APBren. 11K gold lead. And Kyle T is just styling on everyone that he sees. Because anybody, I mean, aside from that, there is the potentially and the Ruby. The 3 heroes on RSG, Irad, Aqua, and Eman can just be one-shotted by the Fanny.
Oh no. Turret down. Good points there, Midnight. How will they even manage to have a hold in the defense? Oh, that's the catch onto Light. Will this be on to change the game? Emin has the first kill. First point onto RSG. Kaltisi, though, 1 kill and 1 turret down up top. Last turret in mid. Baptiste and Ogwen being the front line. Still holding the waves. Still clearing mostly on the defense of RSG. And they're left with 1 turret.
Wow, okay. So despite this nearly 10,000 gold deficit, they somehow get on the board, which is great. It's a great step in the right direction, but isn't enough to buy yourself another. Honestly, at this point, I'd say you need 8 to 10 minutes here.
Oh,
you know, you need a while.
For RSG, right? Like you need 6 items and Eman. But yeah, that play from Light was amazing with the ultimate flicker. But how many times could you pull that off? You only have 1 tower in mid lane now.
It looks like Ogwen has spotted 1, missed the knock-up. Light, though, will be in trouble. That's a feather. Sorry, burst follow-up from that. Flaptees be in the front line. Here comes the Kyle TC damage to the rescue. Whoa, bursted down by Aqua right away. Thought about an exchange there. No trade for APBren.
All right, mistake number 2 for APBren. This is the second mistake that gets punished by RSG. But still, there's an 8,000 gold lead for APBren, and the Lord is going to spawn in 45 seconds. But, there's still hope. There's still hope for RSG. There's still mistakes that are being made by APBren.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Light senses something out of that bush. Even by this lead, it's trimmed down for 8K. Now, they had an additional 2K gold lead now for RSG. Yeah, you're right, Midnight. The recovery of RSG, the threat is still imminent.
Yeah.
The threat's still there, but they have a lot of ground to cover. That's the thing, you know, especially still Irad. Because eventually, even if APBren kind of settles down a little bit and they stop playing so risky, you know, because of that massive lead they had, it still comes down to these Lords. And Irad is in not really the best situation, obviously, to go toe-to-toe with the Lord takes, right? So what AP Bren will do is they'll kind of just adjust here, forcing RSG Philippines to finally make their way into their own space to work with, to try to get some vision here on this Lord, and they might look to punish. It would be great if RSG Philippines can stay alive, especially for Emon, right? Emon, maybe Irad is able to whittle some members down.
Looks like Flapteasy pulled the party right onto
Look at
AP Bren. Concealed, that's the follow-up, that's the burst. Nat's going to be in trouble right in the middle of enemy lines. Now RSG, though, is now backing away, as well as all the members of RSG. Flapteasy pushing them back to their base. My goodness, AP Bren.
Look at these
now,
two beefy boys.
Yeah, they're so beefy. They just need a way to soak up more of the damage.
You know.
HP, half HP onto this Lord. Kyle Teasy and AP Bren secured objective, and there's a push against RSG.
At this point, AP Bren, you could look at Flapteasy and say he's just a walking logo of the AP Bren squad,
Yeah.
and he's just tanking RSG.
He's just holding the banner high.
It's literally AP Bren, Flapteasy, like the walking logo versus RSG.
I mean, Ogwin too, you know, on this Edith.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, he's there to kind of like, hey, say that, hey, they don't have damage to you. Walk more, walk further. He's just a reminder.
The two bastions, basically.
Exactly.
Like, that's
Yeah.
what they are for AP Bren.
Perfect way to put it, gentlemen.
Now
way.
Lord making its way top lane here. RSG Philippines holding on to that mid turret. Will lose this.
Can they defend? AP Bren is few seconds away and finally taking this game. AP Bren, will they have a chance? That's Nats trying to melt down, but that's the initiation. Supermarket destroys the turret now. HP bars dropping down. That's action. That's business. Eman finally exchange with the trade. Ogwen though backs away. Supermarco taking down Nats. No fall from the back line. Flapteasy and Ogwen as well back in the way. Now base is open. Base is open for AP Bren to take, but there's no minions. Still yet marching through. Two waves for AP Bren to take. Base is open. Still clear. There's still a Beatrix. Emon still working his way. But now 4-5 members of AP Bren are still present. And Kyle Teasy still holding it through. No waves cleared out. Cleared by RSG.
They're doing a fantastic job here for the side of RSG in terms of clearing the waves while also defending against AP Bren. But I would have to say it's just the factor of having an Edith and Uranus on your lineup. Like you can only rely to the feathered airstrike of Few, the damage output of Kaltizi, and the range that Supermarket can secure with the Thorn Apart memory on the Brody. So RSG, they know that all well, and they are able to just move around their own base to be able to just clear waves while not dying to AP Bren.
So far, they've bought themselves about 5 of the 10 minutes that we mentioned, right?
Exactly.
They're doing it.
Three more.
Yeah.
3 more minutes.
A little bit more, they'll be in a position where they can actually turn some of these team fights around. And also, in that last base defense, props to Aqua, the way that he played around Kyle Teasy. He stayed alive. And that was massive for them not to get pushed in, right? So now, once again, they're still kind of meant to stay together for the most part. Oh, they might get cut off.
Ambush by Flapteasy, spotted out to Aqua and
no.
Emma. No, he
That's it.
flickered
That's
out.
it.
That's AoE burst. He's being chased down,
God.
and that's it. Onward, and a knockup. Supermarket secures the kill. No damage. A major pickup for AP Bren, being sandwiched, ambushed by Flapteasy. Now RSG's forced again to be on the mercy of their base.
Kyle, he's George
Oh, he's
Bottom.
doing it again. He's doing it again. Oh, this time.
Oh, missed.
Oh.
He missed.
Okay, he's still making it through, but that's just Irad. Late game power, Irad with his joy.
RSG. We said 8 minutes earlier. They've spent 5 minutes. That got extended by 5 more because Eman just died, and AP Bren now has another Lord in their arsenal. But I'd have to say RSG again has been doing a fantastic job of just holding this game together for their side, even though they are in the face of an 11,000 gold lead on AP Bren. Supermarket with an immortality, but with this Lord spawning, I think they can just throw bodies at RSG.
I think they can too. You still have to, acknowledge the fact that yes, RSG Philippines has had great defenses so far. They do have pretty good clear. Now, as this next Lord marches in, this is where it gets a little more tough because they're also going to they're going to have to play around the feathered airstrike pressure and the initiations from most likely Ogwin this time. So if they can do that, if they can keep some of that at bay, play around this. This might lead them to buy a couple more minutes here. So now that the Lord makes its way, apbren looking to cap out the series. We'll see if they can do it.
All waves pushing in, a few moments away, a few moments for apbren, and there goes the chaos being built by apbren, and they take down one. Ogwen fall down, and with a double kill now, RSG has an eye. Oh, getting this prize back away to clutch back in the late game. Still imitating it though, Light, and that's eye for a way to melt this down. Wow,
they did it.
A great pickup, a great takedown. Kyle Teasy and Ogwen, RSG Philippines. Wow.
It was RSG that committed first, specifically with the I'm offended play coming out from the Ruby. And Akko, man, with a stolen better airstrike, being able to position better than few as he was forced to figure out, use the winter truncheon. And that was the, that was what felt the doom here with a team fight on apbren. It was just RSG executing their spells much better.
Again, Aqua's playing his mind out. The fact that he did an amazing thing in previous defense against Kyle Teasy, and then that time positioning better than few and was able to kind of hold that at bay. Aqua was putting in the work, and the rest of the team as well. Like I said, Irad had a very rough early game, and the team has helped bring it back to this point.
Oh yeah.
And let me just say, we've crossed the 60K barrier for RSG. Gold lead does not matter anymore.
Yeah.
It matters when it comes to item juggles, but at this point, RSG is maxed out.
Okay. Will they max out the chance to recover? Now, this is their time to actually bounce back. But there's a lot of defenses right now in apbren. Look at those turrets. Still complete. The only one who could actually be taken down was this turret up top. And the waves are still pushing in. How will they manage to secure most of this check boxes here against apbren?
Well, the check boxes here, for the most part, for RSG Philippines, they've been able to do a lot of what they had to do. When you look at a lot of games where you're down, 10,000 gold, 11,000 gold, especially in the mid-game, again, that lead was around, I think it was the 11, 12-minute mark, right? They have bought themselves the 10 minutes we said they needed to. And so all those boxes to get to this point, RSG Philippines has done. Now the question is, can they actually turn this around and have it be such a reverse game that it just shocks all the people watching it because of how that lead was for apbren? That would be a big blunder for apbren with the kind of lead that they had in this game 3. So RSG Philippines, they've set themselves up for a very good position. And mind you, what we saw in game 2, Kyle Teasy still able to do work on this Fanny despite when we get to this point of the game. So now if you're RSG Philippines, once again, how do you play around that to not let that repeat what we saw in game 2?
Well, I think we just have to continue what they're doing right now, because the difference between this game and game number 2 is that Flap Teasy is on Uranus. Uranus, during ultra late game, is just a walking vision. It's a walking tank. He does deal damage, but he's just an obstacle for RSG to cross. And again, may I remind everyone that they have a way of bypassing that in the form of Irad. And even though he is 0.1 right now, again, this guy is maxed out. He even bought a Starium Scythe. And that is going to matter when it comes to positioning. Because the thing is, if he is able to close the gap against his Brody, he's going to be able to deal so much damage in a way that Super Marco needs to be mindful of his position.
Wow, RSG really loves the long games, bro. You just don't want to know. They just don't want to know the possibility of them being taken down in this match. This is the mindset of RSG Philippines right now. Everything is just maxed out. Even by the lead from a 10K deficit. I know it doesn't matter right now, but now it's now half.
Man, the crazy thing too is literally, like Midnight was saying, you could just put Flap Teasy there, man. Like, hold the Lord out of the pit, keep it there till they're ready, get the information they need. Kyle Teasy really just kind of putting pressure where he can. And if they want to reset it, they will, right?
Yep.
But RSG Philippines, it's kind of like apbren saying, well, guys, it's in your court. Like, you come here to us, right? You fight us, you initiate, whether that's going to be Nabs, whether that's Light.
Oh, speaking of Light, looks like he's going for it. He spots one. No. No, ultimate has been committed. Now it's go time for APBren. Now they spot down one. That's Flap TZ. Immortality Bomb, a 2-man knockout from the back. Ogwen secures a target. Evan and Light though. But where's the follow-up by APBren? There's too much damage. There's so much burst. There's so much poke. But they can still hold it though. 1 man down. Flap TZ is the sacrificial armor of APBren. Oh my goodness.
This is all worth it for RSG, by the way. You forced out the immortality. He purchased Winter Truncheon as well on the Uranus, but he still died. All the while, you did not lose anything. I mean, aside from the battle spell of Eman and, of course, some ultimates. But APBren, they're now starting to lose control of this game. Again, you start feeling the difference between the Terizla and Uranus. The Terizla has been more active in RSG. Pointing on the Lord.
That's a knockup. Ogun gets a catch. Now another CC Erad finally secures a major objective. RSG now is going to fight back, but now they're forced to reach. Look at the damage. It's too much for RSG Philippines. Now they're falling back. Now going back to the base for safety. But APBren now will manage, and they need to hold this defense again. Ultra late game, ladies and gentlemen, once more. And there is a Lord. On mid, on push.
Wow. Can I just say, you know, earlier when we saw Irad miss that retribution on the orange buff, he just made up for it.
Yeah, it was like, that was warm-up. That was warm-up. This is what we were hyped for, the ultra late game. By the way, 12K gold gap is now just 200 gold gap.
Oh, speaking of damage, look at that burst. Ogun forced the Primal Wrath. Ogwen is now out of his ultimate. Now this time, it's just Kyle TZ. Good push and flow up top though. Oh, is the window closing for APBren to take this game?
The window is already technically closed. I mean, with the lead that they had in the mid-game, they should have capped it out there. They didn't. They got the turrets, but man, what a defense from the Raiders here. They, time and time again, they have defended successfully, and this is the fruits of their labor.
That was in 14 minutes of the game time. We gave them 5 minutes. Effectively, 19 was the limit for APBren. It's 27 now.
That was half. Almost half.
RSG literally bought another game.
I was gonna say, literally, we're like, all right, they just need to buy another 10 minutes. They bought almost another 10 minutes.
They bought game 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, with extra seconds. Oh no. Window has closed for APBren. Light pulled out an objective. He was actually targeting Flap TZ, but there's a conceal on bottom. 3-man rotation. Okay, Nat senses it. Base is open. Slowly APBren here, regardless of the turrets that's still up for this game, it could go in a matter of seconds once they commit another mistake against RSG.
I feel like this will be, again, if RSG Philippines pulls this through, this will be one of the biggest tables have turned matches that we've seen, right? And not to mention against who they're after, who they're fighting against, APBren here, with a ton of success they found recently.
Oh, 3-man penalty zone onto APBren. Eman with a devastating damage. Now Flap is forced to respond back, immobilized. Now slowing the Super Marco. Torn up memory working the damage for APBren, but it's still enough though. Nats with a shutdown. That's Super Marco down for APBren. No marksman for APBren with the trade. Nats falls down and Erad as well. Oh,
that's
my
huge.
gosh. This game.
That almost looked like bad for APBren. But Kyle TZ was able to use Retribution to get purple. But look at that!
Eman. Oh, cable's not connecting. Oh my.
Immediately, dude, fast fingers. Hold your fast. He was like, Wind of Nature, sell Windjet, buy Rose Gold. Holy smokes!
Adrenaline onto Eman's final insurance.
No Haskell, oh my goodness.
Oh, keep an eye on Kyle TZ though. He might still look to just put the pressure here, knowing that still 30 seconds away, Navs and Erad. Oh no,
Eman being spotted. Wait.
Just kidding.
Respected by Kyle TZ. Okay.
They just get the call for the Lord.
Light as well being in up front. That's a knock-up. That's an airborne. Light here trying to get it a hold. That's a setup. Will this be enough? Kyle T secures the objective. Will they back away? Light is on 3. Has 3 members from APBren. He will be bursted down.
Wow,
Ooh,
holds on to the immortality.
he still lives.
I don't know what's happening anymore.
Oh my goodness, what is this series? We have
Oh.
entered the 30-minute mark.
Oh my goodness, Kyle Teasy on the fanny, man. I'm at a loss for words.
That's it. Ultra mega late game.
Ultra mega late game, that's where we are. And at this point, once again, RSG Philippines finds themselves on the defense. They've got to hold it together like they have for the majority of these last 20 minutes. Can they do it?
Ogwen looking for a chance. That is a knockup. Look at that. He caught one. That's Nats. HP dropping bars low. Now with the damage, Kyle is looking for a way to shut down one. HP bar strapping down for RSG. Still man to defend. Nats though. Ogwen versus Flapteasy. So
What?
the damage. Oh my gosh. Counter for counter. Punch for punch. Hammer to hammer. APBren and RSG still holding this game.
I mean, Raiders are known for their offense, historically. Right now, they're known for their defense. What a game here to end this series. RSG Philippines holds on again. Wow.
Another reset, guys. Another reset.
Midnight's sitting here thinking like,
Dude,
what?
like,
How do you break that down?
in a matter, this is how crazy this game is. In a matter of 5 seconds, like so many things are happening. Kyle Teasy forcing out the Wind of Nature from Eman, him swapping out from Winchan to Haskell immediately, Feathered Airstrike being stolen by Aqua, Penalty Zone being landed by Nazis to repel APBren from the base. Like everybody's just playing out of their minds.
Yeah, good call there. We have a cam right now from RSG and also from APBren. Game phase on, boys.
This is a shot to show us. You know, in a lot of games around the world, they'll say this is sweaty, man. This is a sweaty match here that we've seen between APBren and RSG Philippines. They're gonna pretty much just wait. At this point, like we saw previously, this next Lord, this fight, whether it's the Lord or whether it's the fight that leads into it, will change the course of this Game 3. And I'm wondering, like, do we see exactly what we saw in Game 2? Where they find the setup on Kyle Teasy, but somehow, some way, he stays alive and they collapse on RSG Philippines. For me personally, I don't think that happens this time around. It seems like RSG Philippines has learned from the previous game. They've done a hell of a job at defending. Now that the Lord comes up here in a couple seconds, they're going to have to get in position. And this is where, yes, economy doesn't really matter anymore. We see the item juggling going around, and it really just comes down to positioning.
How are you, Midnight?
I mean, I'm thinking of ways of how to summarize this game later on, but yeah, RSG at the moment is at the advantage. Considering that, you know, APBren, they're now severely lacking firepower. RSG, they have so much on their arsenal, especially with Aqua now showing up with the damage output when he steals the Feathered Airstrike. But right now, what is important is the counters.
Ogwen.
And the numbers of
Ogwen spotted. Okay, that's Flapteasy on the response. Few wings by wings, trying to check on movement. That is a dangerous area. Flapteasy still managed to escape that possible pull. That's a knockup. That's the stun. Did not connect the Nats though. Emma, the snipe still looking. Did not connect. Oh, Few with the flicker. Still safe. No, he will be bursted down, but the way they're trying to save him as well. Immortality is still up though. He still lives. He still has a chance. But APBren, no Few. APBren, one man down for APBren. And RSG right now with the pick off.
Kyle Teasy knows.
They are happy. They are happy. Oh, he did not let go of Flapteasy. That's a double. That's a double.
They're still going to be battling it out here. He's in trouble.
Ogwen now being trapped in 5. It's too much. It's too much for him to hold. And ER with the damage, he punishes him down. And that's just 2 members. 2 members.
Kyle!
Oh, Kyle Teasy in Super Margo. My goodness, the back and forth here. 3-man down for APBren. Waves pushing in. Lord secured by RSG.
Oh, man. They got spotted out, too. They spotted Super Marco there. They knew exactly what they were going for. They couldn't do it. And now APBren, the ones to have to defend here. Yeah, they hold on to their base turrets, but those are going to be gone here in just a bit. in RSG Philippines. What a comeback so far. Can they cap it out?
Oh no, RSG's here. Few moments now to take the base of APBren. They struggle in game number 2 and the base is theirs! And the Raiders